And as we see that Portugal is a very attractive destination, it's a country which has a lot to offer. It's a wonderful lifestyle and beautiful luxury real estate. A lot of investors prefer Portugal. It's a very popular country for immigration, for living, for doing business. And our next speakers will describe it in full. Our next topic is things you don't know about Golden Visa and investments in Portugal. And our speakers are Oleg Railan, CEO and co-founder of Amber Star Real Estate, and Dasha Latvinets, PR manager of Amber Star Real Estate. So, Dasha and Oleg, hello. Do you hear us? Do you see us?
Hello,
Yes,
Nikki.
we see
Hello,
you and
Ksenia.
hear you. Thank you so much for
First
joining
of
us.
all, my name is Oleg. First of all, I want to say thank you to Francois for so kind words for Portugal, for our country. I agree completely. Unfortunately, my English is not perfect, so I want to present my colleague, our PR manager, Dasha. She will read the presentation, but I will stay here for any question on the final of our presentation. Please, Dasha.
Hello, thank you very much for inviting us for participating. And then we are going to start to talk about investments and golden visa in Portugal. Let's see. Well, first of all, for those who don't know what golden visa is, it's the investment program which gives the right to receive the Portuguese residence permit. The first golden visa is valid for 2 years, then it's renovated for 2 years, and then for 2 years more. And after 5 years of golden visa, you can apply for Portuguese passport and citizenship. And this kind of program is very useful for those who want to invest in our country, but they don't want to live here permanently. For example, they can stay here only 14 days in 2-year permit. So you don't have to stay here permanently, only 7 days each year. 14 in total in 2 years. There are four main types of investments: the real estate investment, direct investment, business, and investment in science and culture. Now we are going to talk about 4 of these investments. Obviously, some of them are more reliable and more profitable, and some of them are less profitable. The first one is direct investment. If you want to invest 1 million euros into your bank account, just make a deposit onto your Portuguese bank account and keep them for 5 years. After 5 years, you can ask for permanent residence permit or for a Portuguese passport. And afterwards, you can do anything you want with this money. You can take them off or you can keep it. The only thing that the bank can get broke. And obviously, this is not the most reliable kind of investment. The second option is investing 350,000 euros minimum in venture funds. Usually these funds promise the profit of 3 to 5% annually. The second type of investment is the science and cultural heritage. You can invest 350,000 minimum into scientific research or 250,000 minimum into the art support, renovations, and maintenance of national cultural heritage. The next one is the business investment. First option, you have to found your own company in Portugal and create 10 job positions for the next 5 years. After 5 years, as I told you before, you can apply for the Portuguese citizenship, Portuguese passport, and then you can do anything you want with your company. You can sell it, you can, well, you can do anything. The second option is to invest into the existing company in Portugal. For example, our company Understar, if you want to invest into our company, have to do the minimum investment of 350,000 euros, and our company undertakes the creation of 5 job positions for the next 3 years. And obviously you have the profit depending on the company. You can have, in our case, you can have the profit of 4% per year. The real estate investment, probably the most reliable and the most profitable kind of investment. You can rent it, you can live here, you can do anything with the real estate investment. In this case, you have 2 main options of investment. The first one is the most easiest, of 500,000 euros. In this case, you can invest in any kind of real estate property. It can be the land, in any location. It can be residence, commercial property. So you just invest. You can just choose the property, and you invest 500,000 euros. Automatically, you get the right to apply for a golden visa. In case, if the property, if you want to buy the property in the area of low population density, or with a GDP per capita of less than 75% of national average, you get a discount for the minimum investment. So you can invest at least 400,000 euros. In the second option is the investment in the real estate in the areas of urban rehabilitation, or in the properties with more than 30 years. This minimum investment is equal to 350,000 euros. And just like in the last option, you have a discount if the property is located in the area of low population density. The minimum amount for investment gets a 20% discount. 280,000 euros is the minimum amount in these kind of areas. What are the main advantages of applying for Golden Visa in Portugal? First of all, it's really fast to get the residence permit in 8-9 months, more or less. And after investment, it's automatically, you are automatically getting the right for Golden Visa. We didn't have any case of refusing a Golden Visa for investors. You just have to follow those conditions, those rules, those needed amounts of investment, and that's it. The mandatory stay in Portugal with Golden Visa is only 14 days for each 2-year permit. You don't have to live here permanently. You can run your business, your work in your country, but you have your investments in Portugal, you have your residence, you can travel around Schengen area with no problems. You just have the same privileges as people who live here as residents. Possibility of applying for citizenship after 5 years. It's obviously the most easiest way to get a passport. Probably it's the country with the easiest conditions for applying for a passport. You just need to make a little test. It's online. It's absolutely easy to pass it. And Portugal is the only European country where with such low investments, you can apply for citizenship practically without living here. Double citizenship is also allowed in Portugal, so if you want to maintain your citizenship of origin, you can also do that, if your country permits it, obviously. If it's not the case, if you cannot maintain both citizenships, you can also apply for permanent residence permit, which gives you almost the same rights as a Portuguese passport, Portuguese citizenship. The only thing is it's not allowed to vote in Portugal. That's it. That's the main difference. Residence permit, you can apply for residence permit for all family members, from children, partners, to parents, to sisters and brothers. And all of your family members, including investor, can study, can have state health insurance here in Portugal, and can run their own business in Portugal, have official work. In case of Portugal investments, you can invest as yourself, as a person, or as a company. You can also buy 1, 2, or more properties. For example, if you want to invest in 2 apartments in order to reach the minimum amount of the investment, it's absolutely allowed. If you want, you can also invest with other investors in one property, but the amount you invest has to be a minimum of amount needed for golden visa investment. Possibility to rent the property right after the purchase is one of the very good advantage, because in many countries you are not allowed to rent it right after the purchase. In case of Portugal, it's absolutely allowed. And you can also sell your property after applying for citizenship or for permanent residence. And the most important, one of the most important things, you can do all this process of applying for golden visa, of investing remotely. Amberstar, our company, usually help to all those investors who want to invest remotely because of the situation of COVID, or because they're running their companies, they cannot come to Portugal, and all the information people need about the real estate, about the apartments, houses, we can send it to you, and all the documents you need, we can send everything online. So you don't have to come here specifically to choose the investment, to choose the property, to make a golden visa. We can help you with all this process. We are here to make your life much easier. Why Portugal? Well, obviously, good quality of life, mild climate, cultural heritage, wine, nature. There are a few privileges. For example, if you are already a resident here in Portugal, you get the state health insurance. You get the right to for education, and Portuguese education is valid in any European countries who signed Bologna Treaty. Low criminality. Portugal is on the 3rd place of the safest country in the world. So we really have a low criminality here. It's a safe country. Attractive taxation system. Non-residents can also apply for a mortgage in Portuguese banks. So, for example, if the amount of the property is much higher than the minimum amount for investment, for the rest of the amount you can ask for a mortgage in Portuguese banks. Usually they give up to 70% of the total amount of property. Protection of property rights regardless of citizenship. As you probably heard about that very polemic situation in Spain of ocupas. In Portugal, that doesn't happen. because all your rights are protected by the state, by the law. So don't be afraid of being stolen. And obviously we have tax incentives of retirement age. Now we would like to talk about some of our properties here in Portugal, which are very suitable for golden visa. Building project on Gonçalo Cristóvão Street is located in the center of Porto, and in the Porto center, the minimum amount for investment is 350,000 euros in this area, exactly, because this is the urban rehabilitation area. And in this building, you have 16 apartments with prices between 161,000 and 250,000 euros, and you can buy, for example, 2 apartments in order to reach the needed amount for investment of 350,000 euros minimum. And the building project on Firmeza Street has 5 apartments, 3 T1 apartments and 2 T2. And in this case, for example, the duplex with 2 bedrooms and 1 living room costs exactly the right amount for golden visa, 350,000 euros. You see, if you invest in the property in the rehabilitation area, you have to invest some money in the renovation works. In case of these apartments, they're absolutely renovated, absolutely new, so you don't have to invest anything else because the renovative amount for renovations is included in 350,000 euros of this price. So you don't have to invest, you don't have to have a headache with works, with renovations. Everything is already solved. And the third example of the property is the guest house. As you see, the price is a bit lower than before. That's because of the COVID situations. And right now it costs 1,175,000 euros. In this case, as I told you before, you can invest the minimum amount for the golden visa yourself or with someone else, with other investors. So till 3 investors, in order to every investor get the right for golden visa. So the minimum investment you need to make is 350,000 euros. Each investor has to make this investment. Or you can apply for mortgage for the remaining 70% of amount. Mortgage in Portuguese banks with rate from with interest between 1.5% to 2%. So you have 2 options. It's much easier. In our database, we have all kind of properties such as residences, apartments, resorts, houses, vineyards, hotels, lands, commercial spaces. So all these kinds of properties can be an option for golden visa investment. And obviously we help with all the process of residence permit in Portugal, golden visa, mortgage, and all this formal bureaucracy that usually brings more headache for you. We are here to make it easier for you and solve all the process. For more information, visit our website, amberstar.t. And well, that's the end of our presentation. We are here to make your life easier because Amberstar can do all the process remotely and comfortable for you.
Thank you so much for interesting and wonderful presentation. It was very a lot of insights. So for me, I learned more information about this program. Sounds very interesting, and I wanted to ask you about real estate as well, because now we see that a huge demand to Portugal real estate market. We see a lot of requests, and that prices are decreasing, right? What is the current situation on real estate market from your point of view? Can you briefly describe what's happening now with the prices, with how many deals are happening, how COVID-19 affected the market?
Well, right now I wouldn't say that the prices are decreasing significantly because with COVID-19, I wouldn't say in our case, in case of our company, things got even better. With selling property. That's why I can't say you that COVID-19 made the decrease of the prices that significant. In case of this guest house, is really the option of the person owner of this guest house to make the price a little bit lower, but it's not the case for all kind of properties. I wouldn't say that.
We must to separate these two types of properties. If we are talking about tourism properties, of course, prices are lower than before COVID. It's completely normal, I think, in all countries. If you are talking about properties for living, the prices continue to grow up in medium 1% per month in all Portugal. So I am talking about properties for living.
Okay. And as for example, hospitality real estate, hotels, if the market feels itself a lot of distressed assets, like prices are decreasing for hotels. I'm not sure if it's the right question to address to you, but maybe your opinion, what is happening on this segment of market?
Well, in this segment, of course, the things are not so good like in Amberstar real estate. I can tell you that last week I was in Lisbon in a hotel because one of my clients from Belarus comes. So we are maybe 10 or 15 people in all the hotel with 162 rooms. So is this the situation? Of course, for us, for real estate agents, it is a possibility to do some deals with big and small hotels at this moment, because there are some hotels that don't work in the present.
Okay, thank you. One more question from Asia Sheffer. Hello everyone, thank you for presentation. Could you please tell how much time you can stay in other EU country with Portuguese golden visa? Can you study there and work?
With Portuguese golden visa, you just need to stay in Portugal at least 14 days each 2 years. But you can you can stay more if you want. Like in other countries of Schengen area, so you can live in Germany permanently, for example, with Portuguese golden visa, or in Italy, or in another country of Schengen treaty, and just need to come to Portugal for 14 days each 2 years. 2 years.
Thank you. And does the EU freedom of movement apply to Portuguese golden visa holders? Thank you. So maybe this question is, as a citizen of EU, you can freely travel within borders of EU, correct?
Yes, yes, exactly.
Okay. And one more question. One of the options from Otar Eliava question, one of the options is to invest in scientific research. Which fields are more preferable? Thanks.
if you will invest in scientific research, actually it is money you give to the government. So I can tell you that till now we don't have any golden visa for with this option. Usually,
You
usually
mean
people don't want to money, they
never,
want
never
to
like
give.
it
Never, like never,
never.
yeah. Never like never.
Interesting.
So people
So
usually,
this applicant could be the first one with the scientific
yeah,
research.
yeah, maybe. We are ready to help this person if he's interested.
If a person has his own idea, his own startup in scientific research, can he apply this scientific research in Portugal and start this startup, and it will be considered as an investment or not?
Yeah, it is an investment, but it is an investment without any profit.
Yes, but
He can apply for golden visa, of course,
mhm.
because it is one of the points in the law. But I think it is not an investment; it is an offer to the government.
Okay, thank you so much. I see that there are no other questions. Our attendees confirm that they agree with you that it's a good time to invest now, and thank you so much for the speech.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very
it was
much.
very interesting. If any one of our attendees still have some questions about Portugal, because I know it's a very, very demanded destination and Golden Visa program is very popular, so you still have time to put your questions, or you see the contacts on the screen, both Oleg's and Dasha's contacts, so you may approach them via email or telephone number and put your questions directly and learn everything you want about Portugal. Thank you so much, Oleg and Dasha. Have a nice
Thank
day
you.
in
Thank
sunny and
you.
beautiful Portugal.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice
Bye.
day.